From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Miss Vicki,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
What is that?
Well, you know how we have the One Lap of America coming up?
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it'd be even more exciting if you get to go, but we'll get you there in a year or two. Tough to get away for a week, both of us.
Yes.
So I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of hooking up the Sentinel system in the car we take,
Really?
because then you could watch us. You could see Tim drive well and me drive poorly.
I think that's kind of a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. So, I mean, how would I do that?
Well, I mean, with the Sentinel, you throw it up on the tube of views on our channel, and you could watch remotely. And if we wanted to, we could do it as we're driving between the tracks. But we'll definitely do it on the tracks. You think that would be fun?
I think that would be a really cool idea.
The only thing that worries me is if we do it with the telemetry.
Uh-huh.
You might call us up and tell us that we need to go faster than 55 when we're on the track. So,
Well, how does it work?
well, we have the little aim telemetry in the car, and then the Sentinel system has either 2 or 3 cameras, and then it puts the two together, so you get all the telemetry and all the car data, and makes that part of the video, and then it puts it into our YouTube channel, and then you could watch it, or anybody could watch it. I don't know why they would watch us, but they could.
That sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah, it might be fun.
Might be fun.
You think you want to see some of the debacle? I mean, some of the devastating driving that we do.
I think I'd like to see you on one of the tracks at Road Atlanta,
Well,
or at One Lap America, for sure.
well, so we could do that for each of the tracks, and if we want to, we could do even a remote video while we're sitting in the car driving between tracks, eating fried chicken, making fun of each other, whatever.
Okay.
I have a feeling our food is going to be let's go with not 5-star, shall we say, for this entire week. So, but you think that would be fun? You'd want to watch that a little bit?
I think I would. Really
Okay.
would.
All right. I guess I have a new project. We're putting it in the new One Lap car
I like that idea.
and streaming.
All right.
Right. You know what I think? I think our listeners could get some value out of this too, because what they do is they go to our YouTube channel, they watch these videos that we put up, and like around sleep time when they're trying to go to bed, and they'll definitely fall asleep. It won't be any problem. It'd be like a lullaby.
They can also write in suggestions in the comment section. Yeah. Please comment.
Yes. Excuse me, Bill, the track went to the left, yet you turned the wheel to the right. Could you please explain? And I will come back with a reply saying, it's a very advanced concept. I'm not sure you're up to it. Otherwise known as, we haven't finished putting our sim together and I didn't know which way the track went. But anyway, I think that's going to be a plan, my dear.
I think it's good.
All right, very well. One Lap of America, Sentinel, made for each other. Dominator Dawson, I need some Ben Dawson.
There is no Ben.
What?
We have a guest. We have a guest.
Is it like the boogeyman? Is there really no Ben? I thought there was a Ben.
No, Ben is tied up. He is adulting at the moment.
I hate when that happens.
Yes, he is adulting. So we have
that
Jeremy Hall. Jeremy
here.
Hall is going to be filling in for a little bit. Yes.
Judge Jeremy.
I'm giving it a shot.
That's right.
I'm no Ben Dawson, but
he's Dominator Dawson in training. Anyway. All right. This one's an easy one. I like having, every now and then, I like having a story time for our Dominator Dawson. So this is a story time for Dominator Dawson without Ben Dawson.
Oh, Ben, we miss you.
We do. We do. I absolutely do. Ladies.
Yes.
Oh, and gentlemen. Sorry, Jeremy.
Yes.
Have you ever owned or driven in a car with bench seats?
No. Only
The
when I
shortest-
was younger.
Well, hello.
Never raced in anything.
didn't say-
like that. Yes, I have
Should
driven.
I have Jeremy read these questions so you'll actually listen to them? Jeremy, can
I'm
you
listening.
Okay.
I've never owned one. I have definitely ridden in a couple.
Okay, all right. Do we have any good story times from bench seat land
Well,
on this podcast?
you've got to make sure your seatbelt's on, because if it's not, you go around a corner way too fast, you are all the way on the other side of the car.
Yeah.
They didn't have
very
seat
quickly.
belts when I was driving, when I was riding in them.
How
That's
old
terrible.
are you?
It was that long ago.
You know what the best thing
The
is?
cars that I had, they didn't have the seat belts in them.
Remember our warnings to everybody: don't armor all your brake pedal or your clutch.
Nor do you armor all a bench seat. Well,
not
unless you're
armor all bench
dating.
seat. Well, I mean, that's a different type of armor all, but we'll
That
go
is.
over that later.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
What I can't remember what he had. A buddy of mine had in high school. He had an AMC something, and it had a bench seat.
That's bad enough.
And oh my God, I mean, we could fit 8 people in the car easy, 4 in the front, 4 in the back.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it was ridiculous with that bench seat. But again, you had to have your seatbelt on, or you were all the way, you were across the car, no matter what corner you took, and no matter what speed it was, you were sliding across the car.
Mhm.
Absolutely hilarious.
So people wonder why I'm asking such a dumb question on primarily a racing podcast. What does driving in a bench seat teach you about racing cars and your seat?
Well, teach me to
Vicki?
use that foot anchor, whatever it is at the bottom,
pedal.
the dead pedal. Yeah, I use
anchor.
that dead pedal a lot. I
anchor.
did not realize how much I used a dead pedal
Until you didn't have one.
until I didn't have one.
Mhm.
And then we quickly put a dead pedal in. A dead pedal helps you anchor your body into the seat as you're doing turns.
Can I represent the home game players just in case?
Sure.
What's a dead pedal?
Jeremy?
A dead pedal is that little footrest to the left-hand side of that third pedal, if you have one of those third pedals in your car.
As you should.
But it is the footrest basically that is on your left-hand side, which is towards the outside of the car. And that is the position in which you always put your left foot to position yourself to get your seat in the correct position. For your legs, you always want that bend in your legs. And also that way there, if you need to push against that thing to hold yourself in the seat, if you are slamming on the brakes or doing something, it's there for you to put your foot on instead of trying to push on the clutch or put your foot behind the clutch, which is never a good idea.
Unless your clutch is needing of being
Needing to be
drained.
pulled back out.
Yeah.
It is an anchor.
But I mean, the one of the things for me is a bench seat really makes you realize how important a good, comfortable, bolstered seat really is. Because if you have a seat that's too large, and obviously I know that endurance racing there's multiple different body types of people and heights and all that kind of stuff. But it kind of goes back to the energy and what it takes to death grip a steering wheel, right? With a dead pedal, if you have to put too much pressure on that dead pedal to hold yourself in the seat, you're taking concentration away from driving, and you're taking energy out of your body that you should be using to focus on driving. So it kind of taught me how important it is to have a seat that really fits and holds you in place in that car while you're driving on the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Miss Vicki?
Well, for me, that dead pedal definitely, like you said, it helps you to line up your positioning in the seat and where you need to be. And you don't really realize how much G-force that you are put under when you are going around turns sharply, and that you know what? It's almost like an anchor, but it's just a better way of steadying yourself while you have the right foot that's doing more of the work.
Absolutely.
You know what you don't want to steady yourself on?
On any of your working pedals, for sure.
You know what else?
What?
The steering wheel.
No, that's true.
Don't do
and
that.
The other thing too is that, when I was doing that, occasionally, I think in the older cars is that the padded roll cage was there too, and that would be another thing that I would anchor the side of my leg on. But since then, our roll cage has been pushed out, so having that foot pedal definitely it stabilizes you. I wouldn't say
Absolutely.
it anchors you or supports you. It just stabilizes you in a position.
But you've also upgraded the seats.
Yes.
Yep.
Since the original seat.
Mm-hmm. This is
that
true.
You were using the roll cage to anchor yourself in the seat. You've also upgraded that seat to a much higher bolstered seat to hold you in that seat a lot better.
This is true.
And you will wear yourself out if you're
very
not
quickly.
If you're not held in the seat, you'd be surprised how much the difference in energy is.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Stabilizing yourself. Especially if you're really working on a corner and you're really working around people, and occasionally too, when there are times when you are not relaxed in the car, and that's one of the places where I put my stress, is just to anchor to make sure that I'm fitted.
What about the remember, I think it was not last year, but the year before at Thompson, when we had the ladies team and we adjusted the seat so that you were actually the tallest position?
Yeah.
Did that help you?
I really couldn't say one way or the other, but
I have a race debrief podcast, which
right. Well, in particular, yeah. Well, maybe it was a long time. I don't really remember, but when I was racing with the ladies teams, and I think we had an incomplete at Thompson, so we were most likely in the truck at the time. We were in the truck. Is that you would really use that when you are going around sharp turns. And Thompson turn 4 is almost like a horseshoe.
It's one of your favorites.
And it's one of the places I used it the most.
So while this meant to be story time with people who've driven in cars with bench seats, we didn't get many stories, but we talked about seats a little bit. But if you guys have stories about driving in cars with bench seats that we can cover in a family-friendly podcast, garageheroesandtraining@gmail.com would be great.
We'd love to hear those stories.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, we don't have very many good stories about it, but if you do, please share them with us.
Yes, exactly. There's got to be some. You know who's probably got some? I know somebody. He's probably a numbskull who's a Latin major, doesn't know nothing from nothing, but he grew up driving on the dirt roads in Alabama. And I am 100% sure Ben Dawson's got some kind of bench seat story somewhere in that arsenal of his. Ben Dawson, it's garageheroesandtraining@gmail.com. And don't be fooled. Heroes has an E in it twice. Never knew how hard it was. I never knew how hard it was to spell heroes, but I get so many emails with the wrong address. It's fine. Very well. Thank you, everybody.